Hey everyone, it's 10 Types, and today I'm actually talking about Pokemon TCG Pocket. So if you know me, Pokemon TCG Pocket has been a bit of a whirlpool. What's the saying? I don't know. But it's been a bit messy. It's had its ups and downs. I was, really excited for it when it was revealed, right? I really like the Pokemon TCG, and Pokemon TCG Live, has had issues. I actually just recorded my podcast, Willing Common Fossil, and that video I think is up at the time of posting this. Not sure. Might be tomorrow, but I talked about live, and live obviously has its issues, right? So I was excited for Pocket, and then it was like revealed, and there's some really cool stuff going on with it. And then it was like launched, and the launch was a little messy. It's had some messy moments as well, with just a variety of different things. And I will say the accessibility is like terrible. The cards are like super expensive. I guess they're hard to get. You need to pay a bunch of money, I guess, to get cards, but then you don't even necessarily get the cards you want. Also, the trading system. I know this trading system's improved, or they were going to improve it. I don't think it's amazing still. People who play Pocket, comment down below, because I actually did a poll on my channel asking people about Pocket, just whether or not you played it, and there's a shockingly negative reaction. Not like a horrendously negative reaction, but for the fact that I wasn't really expecting much of a reaction. It was more negative than I was expecting, notably about the accessibility. And then a lot of people said, oh yeah, they still open packs because it's like kind of fun and easy. But don't play because it's really hard to get the cards. So I am going to acknowledge that here. Ultimately, I don't play the game, so I don't care how hard it is to get the cards that much because I'm not playing it. If it was easy to get, I probably would. But anyways, it's I think the card design that which I'm talking about today is what is pretty interesting because the other complaint I heard, the other main one, was that there's a lot of coin flips. In fact, I think multiple people called it a coin flip simulator, which it's not, right? Pokemon TCG Pocket, looking at the meta here, looking at the decks, I glanced at this before. I have not kept up with the meta much. I am loosely aware of what the meta is like, but if we just look at, say, the top deck here, there are no coin flip cards here. There is randomness with shuffling and drawing cards, but that's true with the regular TCG. So if you think Pocket is like I guess just a coin flip simulator, I guess that's also true with the regular TCG. So when I said it's not, I mean, you could say it is, but then again, you could say it is for the regular TCG. Obviously, there is the coin flip at the beginning of the game, and that when you're playing more games than in Pocket than the regular TCG will, I guess, be more coin flips, but and the games are shorter. So again, the coin flip at the beginning of the game will be a bit more meaningful. That being said, that's just one coin flip, right? It's the same, more or less, as the regular TCG. Then there were cards, notably Misty, which was like a very coin flip dependent card, as well as a lot of attackers had coin flips. Most, like if we look at the first metagame here, we can look at water, which was a good type. We can look at fire, which was a good type, and we can look at something else had coin flips. I don't know. Oh yeah, Rapidash. Wait, Rapidash. I don't think that has coin flips. That's the wrong Rapidash. Um, anyways, you look at Charizard and you see Moltres EX coin flips, very impactful for the game. Then you look at Misty, that's another card with coin flips, very impactful to the game. I'd say the Moltres ones were less impactful. And then you look at Marowak EX. Marowak EX is a very heavily coin flip dependent card. And so these cards were impactful in the metagame. And Pokemon TCG Pocket, the Pokemon company, has reduced the amount of coin flips. Just take a look at these new card reveals. That's actually what inspired me to make this video here. Um, but then, in the meta right now, these cards don't really have coin flips. But what really inspired me to make this video is how do I see? Oh, here's regular cards. We got the what's it? The Beast Legendary Beast Trio. What is that? What it's called? Um, yeah, I think. I don't know. But they have this ability. If they're in the active at the end of your turn, you draw a card. Fun little ability there. I think Pocket struggled to get good abilities in the game, and I think these are pretty interesting ones here. Then we have Suicune, same ability, and Raikou. All EXs, same ability there. Then we see that Entei EX here has its attack for 2 fire. You do 60, and then if it has at least 2 more fire, you do 120. That's fine enough. Suicune EX has a very interesting attack here, though, which is Crystal Waltz for 2 water. It does 20 for each bench Pokemon. Both goes near opponents. And Raikou EX is for, again, 2 energy of its type. 2 lightning do 60, 10 snipe to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. I think these are like fine enough attacks with some amount of depth, so it is kind of cool there. But the most interesting thing here is that this is referencing the Suicune V, Raikou V, and Entei V, which have a similar ability here. You just draw a card if it's in the active. Not if it's in the active at the end of the turn, so it's a little weaker, but obviously pocket cards, if you're not familiar, they are a little weaker here. Then the attack on Suicune V is very similar to the attack on Suicune EX. Suicune V actually technically only does 20 less damage, but you have a smaller bench, so it's actually less by more than that. But this is interesting card design, I think, and as we'll take a look at some other cards, there are some other cards that have interesting card design like Darkrai EX and Giratina EX. These are both cards with, I'd say, more boring attacks than the Beast Trio or whatever they're called. But they do have interesting abilities here. This one accelerates energy. This one does damage. So that's kind of fun there. I'm not going to talk about the trainers too much in this video. I will say I haven't been keeping up with the trainers much at all. I like Silver is not a supporter I played with at all. What set is this from? Wisdom of Sea and Sky. Okay. But then you got like some disruptive supporters. I will say disruption. Obviously and like with Mars and other things like that. Disruption means that you're drawing more cards and there's not search really at all. So also sorry if there's any background noise. There's some stuff going on outside. But Mars and Silver and stuff do disrupt your opponent. A red card as well. So that can lead to more randomness. Again, that's pretty similar to like standard with Iono, but did want to mention that. But then you can look at the other cards here. We'll just quickly go over them. We got Latios, which synergizes with Latios. Nothing crazy there. But again, like decent card design. I feel like Mantike is a baby here with water energy acceleration. Also, it is to any type of basic here. A lot of the energy acceleration immediately when the game came out, like Gardevoir here, Moltres EX, I believe. I think the lightning stuff and honestly a lot of it was very type specific in a way that wasn't super interesting or dynamic and kind of saying, oh, you need to play a deck this way. But now there's a lot more deck building options. There's obviously more cards leading to more deck building options, but there's also more different. The cards are more interesting, I'd say. Like Mantike is a more interesting card than some of the other ones. Actually, let me take a look. I know there's a Pichu here. Not so familiar with the Pichu. It is, as I said, I haven't played in a while. Okay, yeah. So this I think is the it's the same as the Mantike here. Oh, sorry, that's my favorite Pokemon. But yeah, Mantike and Pichu, they got baby Pokemon here. Babies are the same as they are in the regular TCG essentially. And yeah, they're kind of they don't have weakness. They're pretty much the same. But then this allows you to accelerate energy. But it is to any type, so it is kind of fun here. Encourages versatility with colorless Pokemon, but also allows you to use it with Pokemon of a certain type. So you have fun synergies there. Overall, I do like the card design that the game's gone in, the direction that's gone in. And yeah, so the new reveals, as I said, inspired me. But there are other cool cards here. That I do want to talk about in the game. Notably, the one I want to talk about most is actually Sylveon EX here. Sylveon EX is pretty fun, allowing you to draw two the turn you play it, which is a very strong ability because, as I said, there's not search, so card draw is more important. And I think that's pretty interesting because in standard, right, in the standard format, card draw is meaningful, right? But search is also like very important. So we're going to be playing search cards. Oh, there's a typo here. So you're going to be playing cards like Ultra Ball or Death Ball or Buddy Poffin or something to search Pokemon out. Here you're instead going to be playing Pokeball, which is like kind of hit or miss, or EV Bag as well. Wait, what's EV Bag do? Oh, never mind. As I said, I have not been keeping up with the game too much. But yeah, you got some search. You got Professor's Research for draw, which is like pretty weak. I'm not gonna lie, Professor's Research kind of boring. It's like in every deck because it's like again, there's not search and there's not really much draw, so that's why Sylveon is so good here. And then it's a toolboxy deck where you got the evolutions here. EVEX has the ability, which is like kind of the same as EVEX in standard here, and then you have two EVs because if you're not familiar in Pocket, you have 20 card decks, so you can play two copies of each card. And then you got the evolutions here, so you got a wide variety of different Pokemon you can use here. Espeon EX also has an interesting ability with some healing, so you have versatility here with 4 different attacking options that are final evolutions, which is really fun here. And also, as we took a look at like the Silvally or Choreo deck or the one with Pichu, you have different attacking options with Pokemon that with more like good basics. So I think that's kind of fun as well. And single prizes as well. I think the single prizes, they're not amazing, right? You look at like Giratina EX, Darkrai EX, Sylveon EX, Espeon EX, Buzzwole EX. and Guzzler EX and stuff. Like most of these are going to be EXs here, so the game could be more not single or more single prize focused, but like let's be honest, the standard format you look at is like Gold and Go. Okay, all of them except for Ethan's are they're all multi-prize. I guess Joltik Box is different. That is Joltik's a single prizer, but that's like kind of different. Same thing with Gardevoir, it's kind of reversed there, and then I guess Crustle, but like let's be honest, Crustle's not like that good. But then in Pocket, I think they're doing a decent job of it. I will say the Megas in Pocket, those have been revealed, so I don't know their impact on the game. Megas are the same as they will be in the regular TCG. Wait, where is it? Where there are three prizers or 3-point Pokemon, which seems like kind of weird. I feel like the fact giving up points in a 3-point game is like not so good because of the what like I don't know, just will create weird interactions that could be frustrating. We'll see how that plays out. Again, I'm interested in hearing from people who actually play the game a bunch how the game is. That being said, like the game has like kind of fallen off a little, I would say. It was very heavily hyped when it first came out by me and by many others, and I think it was. I was hoping it would be amazing. I always like to hype things up, right? But it's been. I think it's like it was a. The card design was a little disappointing, as I said. I've talked about in this video, but it has improved. You look at, I said the EV stuff. You also have the Ultra Beast stuff, and these like sub mechanics. They're kind of fun, right? You got different things going on here, for again different mechanics, which is pretty fun. This deck is this is not an Arceus deck. But you have you got like Ultra Beasts here, but they also are usable in not Ultra Beast decks. You have some type specific cards here. But the type specific cards are, with more Pokemon, the type specific cards aren't like, oh, this is a deck specific card. It's a type specific thing. So you see with the colorless, you got like Sylveon and Arceus here, and Snorlax, and with, with Fire, you see Charizard EX and like Flareon EX, and do see multiple good Pokemon of every type, which again, with more cards in the game, means that there is more deck variation. So overall, I feel like I don't know. In this video, I just wanted to talk about Pocket because I haven't talked about it in so long. I don't think I'm gonna get back into it because again, the cards, as I said, is kind of hard. But I think it's improved a lot since it started and is in a really fun spot in terms of the card design, in terms of the design of the like what the cards do, not the images, because there was some like weird controversy with that previously. But anyways, tell me down below though in the comments what your thoughts are on Pocket's design if you play it, and if you don't play it, also your thoughts. I guess obviously if you don't play it, then you don't know as much about it as with me. But tell me if why you don't play it as well, right? Because I know a lot of people said that they didn't like it because of the collection aspect, which I do agree of it being too hard to get the cards you need. Um, but also, if the card design is pushed out, and if this video will inspire you to get back into it. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell, all the good stuff. And as always, I'm excited to see you in the next video.